Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I always look forward to this conversation, and our next guest never disappoints. I'd love for him to reintroduce himself, his first and last name, and what he's up to.
Sheldon, I'm Louis Bezich, men's health advocate, contributing writer to phillyvoice.com, and the author of Crack the Code, 10 proven secrets that motivate healthy behavior and inspire fulfillment in men over 50. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Great to see you. I'm so intrigued by this topic today. I think it's going to look at things just a little bit differently. We always
Yeah.
talk about what we eat, how we're exercising, but I'm excited about this. What are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about, of course, being strategic in our approach to healthy behaviors. It's tough to lead a healthy lifestyle and to get over the hump where you really enjoy that healthy living because we're talking about behavior change and new habits and new rituals and such. But the extent to which we can be personalize our approach, because so many of us fall into the trap of just approaching it with the one size fits all model. Let's just do what everybody else does and we'll be fine. But really, we need to tailor our approaches. And there's a new study out of Sweden that intrigues me that suggests that it really starts with your health identity and understanding where you begin your journey. And they looked at different middle-aged folks in northern Sweden, and they came up with like three categories of health identity. One is the individuals that really embrace a healthy lifestyle and really enjoy exercise, and it's really a priority in their life, and their social dynamics really reinforce their healthy living. Then category number two is those individuals that will embrace a healthy lifestyle, but life gets in the way. And there's just so many factors that, prevent them from living healthy. And they oftentimes believe that, well, I should put others before me. And so I'll put healthy behaviors sort of secondary in my life. And of course, we never get to it. And then, of course, there's a third category that says, I don't need to live healthy. I'm fine. I feel okay. So I don't really want to embrace it. And maybe some of that's been influenced by the fact that they've tried and failed a few times. So understanding your health identity is really important to then tailoring your approach. Because the other piece that is part of this research is that there are so many social factors. I call it your personal ecosystem that really can go a long way to influencing your ability to live healthy. What's your personal ecosystem? It's your social relationships. It's your economic situation. It's all those different factors that either help, hinder, or support your ability to live healthy. So understanding the hurdles in your life and managing those and understanding the items that facilitate or help you lead a healthy lifestyle are also really key in understanding your health identity and your own personal ecosystem. If you can put that together, it's a long explanation, but if you can put that
Oh,
together, it's a very strategic way to approach it. And of course, helps to make things successful in the end.
Oh, I totally agree. Because I think that so often, especially now when we're inundated on social media with you should be doing this and you should be doing that, but understanding who you are, right? The identity that's
Yes.
in your makeup, and then the restrictions or circumstances that you're in will determine whether or not you're successful in whatever approach that you take. And I think that people don't take that into account, right? They can give you menu items or recipes, but if you don't have access, if you're in a food desert, or if
Right.
you're in those spaces where you don't even have access to those foods, you have no Whole Foods, you have no Sprouts, you have no, you know what I mean? You don't have those spaces. It's harder
Right.
for you to be able to gain access to the foods that are listed on that agenda or on that checklist of things in which you require. Then it goes into, oh, I can't get it. What's the point? And then you start spiraling. At least I've been there. You start spiraling as
Right.
opposed to working within your identity, which I think is such an interesting way to look at it. Because a lot of times we think about, how you're built or, those types of things or, any kind of medical issues, but not necessarily how you identify in this world and what is part of your surroundings. I find this completely so intriguing.
Well,
So
it's fast. You're right. It's fascinating stuff because so
yeah,
often folks look at healthy behavior and a lifestyle as a very personal,
yeah,
individual type of thing. So, how can I improve my own behaviors? How
yeah,
can I improve my sort of cognitive approach to things and my cognitive awareness? But really, it's that, of course, but it's your interpersonal relationships.
yeah,
It's your influence of social media that you watch and you engage in. There's all sorts of other factors in your life that are more social and external in nature
Yeah,
that helps and shapes your ability to do things. We've talked many times about how you can increase your success by partnering with somebody, whether your spouse or a family member, a buddy at work, or whatever.
sure.
That's a good, example of how you can enhance your chances of sustaining that healthy behavior over the long haul. So understanding that you've got all these factors, this personal ecosystem, I find very intriguing.
Yeah, no, I think it's so interesting. I want to get your opinion on, past behavior and again, the family and the household that you grew up in, their association with working out and food and what that kind of looks like in a healthy lifestyle. A lot of individuals want a healthy lifestyle now, but were never in the practice of doing so, right? They came from
Right. Yeah.
environments in which parents, had a ton of stuff, junk or artificial sugars, all those kinds of things within the cabinet from a snack culture of sorts versus
Right.
individuals that come from an ingredients household, right? Those are all different parts of the identity in which you bring to your lifestyle now, right?
Right, exactly. And understanding that and understanding that you've got to overcome that,
Yeah.
is a key factor in all this stuff. There are always going to be hurdles that we encounter, but our ability to understand those hurdles, the genesis of those hurdles, and then strategies to overcome them are really important. And then we've got, the enabling factors. Our children are big motivators. Our spouse is a big motivator. Understanding that you need to be from the guy's side of things. Guys sometimes neglect their health, as we've talked about many times. And my message to them always is, guys, it's not just about you. There are
Yes.
other people in this life that actually love you and care about your sorry soul.
Yes.
And
Yes.
maybe you should think about them. So that can be a motivator and in fact, an enabler
Yeah.
to sustain that healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah. And I think putting that into account, right? If you are in fact a father, if you are in fact a spouse, if you are in fact, a wife, a mother, all these things are part of your health identity where I don't think that we realize that, right? So we think it's this kind of solo thing that only has
Exactly.
to do with when you work out and what you eat, but there's so many other factors. And I think that taking that into account, you know what you don't know, right? Like, and understanding that, but understanding that you're part of a larger ecosystem that is either for you or
Exactly.
against you, but you have to
Right.
acknowledge it first.
Yeah, exactly. The scientists call it the social ecological model. I
Yeah,
call it the personal ecosystem. It's the same thing, but it's
sure.
that acknowledgement and recognition that there's both hurdles there and enhancers. And if you can just understand that and take that approach and then personalize it to your circumstances,
Sure.
that's the key to success.
Ah, I love that. And we only want to be successful. We want to move ourselves in the right
Yes.
direction so we can live the life that we deserve. Always a pleasure. Always so much great knowledge and information and tactical things that we can do today. So I love this. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
If people want to get in touch with you, if they want to follow, fan, and like you, as I like to say, where do they find that information?
On social media, it's at Louis Bezich. And of course, go to my website, louisbezich.com, and you'll find out exactly what's going on in my world of healthy behavior.
Oh, I love it. Please head over, run over, and check out all that he's got going on. I promise you, you will not be disappointed from all of us here at This Is It TV. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and we will see you soon. Take care.